right over here. Make sure it is muted. Let's just do a quick little edit there. All right, here and done. All right, guys. So let's get going with the market. Hold on one more second over here. I need to grab the link, share it out, so we can chat about what is going on in the market. Oops, what I have. Oh, there we go. How has your trading day been so far? Right. Copy. Let's do this. Copy. So we are going to talk about the stacks. We're going to talk about the semiconductors. We're going to talk about the dark pools. We are going to talk about FOMC. A lot is going on right now. Not so much happening with Biden with his little press conference today. He simply just talked about the COVID vaccinations and stuff like that. Hello, Terry. Hello, Troy. All right, let's get the list up and running. Troy, how are you doing? How's everything going? You should come and join us in the mornings at 8:15. We are live every morning. I'm live creating my watch list live for my members. Look at that. We've got the level today was up above 395.50 potential move. Sure enough, look at how it went up above, tested it and broke. That was holding as support. It flipped to be support today. So SPY had a nice move to the upside. Qs as well to the upside, broke above 299 right at open and pretty much never looked back. IWM over here at 180. Hovering around, dropped, came down, and then bounced as well. Check out the 161 EMA. Terry, Troy, do you all have the 161 EMA on your charts? Yes? No? I wonder what this does. Oh, that is too cool. I just learned something. Okay. I'm learning how to... Okay, Terry, why not? It's free. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Troy. I understand that completely. It's tough. Very tough with little ones. All right. Dow Jones today as well, just sort of going sideways. Until the FOMC happens at 2 o'clock, it feels like they're still trying to put on positions. And so looking at that, the reason why I say that is because VXX really is not moving today. It's abnormal for VXX to be this calm going into the FOMC, right? Usually there's more volatility leading up into FOMC because people are wondering what is going to happen with the announcements. Today, we did have a fair number of announcements. We had a lot of positive news with durable goods and good trades balance. Wholesale inventories were higher than expected. They aren't selling as much. And pending home sales way down. In fact, this is a good time to sit back, in my opinion, wait and look for potential home investments, right? In my opinion, right? I'm not a financial advisor, so full disclaimer there. This is all my opinion. You do trade at your own risk or invest at your own risk, no matter what you invest in. Crude oil inventories. Here we saw that this morning gas was at 187 a liter. Oil numbers came out, boom, jumped 10 cents a liter. That is 40 cents a gallon increase between morning and noon, right? Which is kind of ridiculous. We do have FOMC coming out at 2 o'clock and the Fed funds rate. They are projecting a 3/4 point move, right? Before they were projecting 1/2 point move, they received 3/4. They mentioned, no, we're not looking at 1 point move. I have a feeling we might be seeing 2.75 instead of 2.5. Yeah, put it on. It doesn't cost anything, right, Terry? It doesn't cost a thing. The 15-minute chart, it works wonders for that 161. So looking at this, hey, this could really affect a lot of the banks, seeing a lot of the bank activity yesterday and today, and then 2:30 press conference. Okay, fine, no problem. But looking at that, we could see this is abnormal to me. Feels like they are trying to hold it down to be able to purchase options because they're looking to capitalize on the premium growth once the move happens. And in my opinion, that premium growth is going to start happening when it starts to drop, and then they're going to go ahead and start to capitalize on it. So they're positioning, they popped it higher going into FOMC, in my opinion. They dropped the VXX, the fear indicator, also a measurement of buying puts and calls. They're holding it here below 400 to potentially suck new buyers in. When FOMC happens, in my opinion, I think that they are going to pop it above 400 to suck buyers in and then sell into the strength, buy puts at that time as well. I'm talking about the big guys. That's what I think that they're going to do. I think they're going to pop it, sell strong, also buy puts, and then drop it. So we will see what happens. The levels that I would watch today for the SPY on this, let's go ahead and do a over this past week, right? Let's look back out a little bit. So right now we've seen since the bottom back of the 14th of July, our point of control is hanging out right at 394.45. We broke above that today. So let's adjust that on this chart over here. It's this one. Hold on. I want to adjust this right here. I want to pull this over so we can see where are we currently, right? We pull that over, it is still showing, wait, did it adjust? Let's put on a 45-minute chart, see if it's adjusted at all. No, it popped up here. You can see the orange line. That's the point of control. So it's still hanging out around 394.45. So as long as we're above that, cool. I like the bull trade. If we break below that, if we have a close below 394.45 on our 24-hour chart, that's going to be right here at the downward trend. In fact, if we close below 392.80, I would say get prepared. We are heading down to 382, in my opinion, right? So keep that on watch. The Qs overall were very much below their point of control, which was set up back over here at 306. So as long as we're hanging out below there, I feel like they are selling the Qs, right? They are selling them. If we were to pop above that, that would be my bullish move. IWM, we have that point of control all the way down here, right? They're still hanging out down here, down at 169, bought it off of this reversal down over here, and it's been holding down here ever since. Oh, hold on. Let's add 2 more days to this volume profile here. And I measured from pretty much the last peak when we had the most volume up here. So if we had a change, that would have adjusted. So you can see this orange line. It was up here. They sold, then boom, came down. They sold a little bit more, and then they bought right here. So looking to see, are we going to pop up higher, up above 182 today? Remember, that is 2,000 stocks in the market. Also seeing that the oil numbers, that price for moving goods is going to go up. We have descending volume here on the DIA. We are hitting a trend line. This could be a potential sell-off zone here as well, but for now, the volume is still down below us, right? Let's check out the big names today that reported earnings. Microsoft had 519 million. Surprise loss, right? However, it's still moving to the upside. We still are up above today. So every time that I see that these stocks move up with negative earnings, you have to remember to trade the chart, right? You want to trade what is going on, not necessarily what you think will happen, but what is going on. People might have shorted that overnight and then got caught and had to buy to close out their position in the morning. We are testing a trend line here as well. We had a big pop and then a drop. Yesterday, it dropped and then popped and dropped again down to the 161 EMA on the 45-minute chart here. I like to back it out onto those bigger time frames as well. So Microsoft is up, and yet we still see that the Qs have not peaked above their high of last week. So seeing these big names. What I do want to point out is we had with Microsoft, right? Microsoft lost some headway, and we saw that Microsoft was going and lobbying against the Amazon, or Microsoft, it was in the news today. Microsoft was going against the Amazon lobbyists, potentially on the cloud computing spaces. What did I do? All right, I want to open this in a new tab. Here we go. And then I went to go look at the Barron's cover today. Usually whatever is on Barron's is going to have a big move. So Amazon unboxed. The shares of the tech giant have tumbled as e-commerce slows, but its future is in the cloud. So maybe this loss that we've seen with Microsoft is going to turn into a positive for Amazon with their earnings. So let's check out Amazon really quickly. So Amazon has their earnings report coming out. I believe it's Thursday after hours. It might be Thursday morning. So double check it. But looking to see, we are also below that point of control on Amazon. So if we popped up above 122.50, 123, I would feel confident that we're going to move to the upside. But seeing this cover, and Amazon is on the cover, all eyes on Amazon on Thursday night for potential setup. We also have big names reporting the rest of this week. But when we look at, I know I didn't really map out the SPY trade. I would say if we go above 400 with some strength, look for a move up to 405. Otherwise, if we come below 390, 280, then a move down further after the announcement with FOMC. That's what I'd be watching for that. All right, let's look at Google. So Google also had a loss of surprise 119 million, I think, and yet they are still doing well. They are testing our 24 EMA over here on the daily chart. So if we close below that, below 111.86, I feel like it's a pop for them to sell into with these negative earnings after hours yesterday. We still have lower volume than yesterday. So it's interesting to see that we had high volume yesterday and the 2 days prior, but today it's still somewhat low. Granted, we are in the middle of the day and we could see more movement happening. With Boeing, Boeing had a strike, I forget which base, but of their production facility, they did have a strike that was going on, and they also had a new contract. Their earnings report was down, and they popped and sold it off earlier today, hit our 200 EMA right here, and then we had a bit of a bounce. So let's see also what it corresponds to right over here. 154 looks like that's our support to watch for Boeing. And if you look over here, 154 looks like it held before with some buying wicks right there. So very whippy day today on this 24-hour chart, but it looks like we're slowly coming downhill. I also like to look at the weeklies to see what's going on our weekly chart. Do we have a doji from last week? Yes, we have a long leg doji last week, right? We hit our 24 EMA and we came down to the 4 and just popped. So this has had pretty big move, right? In the past couple of weeks, we were down at 135 all the way up to 162. 27.50, right? So looking to see for that to somewhat normalize. We had a bit of a short squeeze once it popped up above 142, big move for 2 weeks, and now it's slowed down. I also wanted to look at SMH. We just had the big semiconductors bill that went into effect. Here's the thing. When we look at SMH, we come over here, daily short sale volume. Over the past couple of weeks, SMH has been heavily shorted. In fact, since yesterday, it was 65% short. We have seen over the past couple of weeks, right? Last week was 64%, 66% for the past 2 trading weeks, 10 trading days. So seeing this, it is primed for a short squeeze move. We did have a fair amount of movement today, 2.5%. And we can see that we just had the 4 EMA cross over the 8 EMA on the weekly. I think we might see this move up to 235 easily. And then this actually has a bit of a cup and handle on the daily chart. We might see this move all the way up to 260. Right? It would probably have a test around the 240, 250 area. As those shorts that have been adding on this 10-day move up have been adding, they're going to get squeezed. What is their max pain? 240, 245, 250. Where are they going to really buy in, create a quick spike to the upside, and then sell off? Right now, we're just sort of churning sideways. We know Pelosi, who, happened to buy and then vote on the bill, pass the bill, decided to sell her shares. So we shall see what happens in the future. Maybe she bought some puts after she sold her calls, or maybe she bought some more calls. Who knows? You're wondering if FOMC is scaring Google traders away. I don't think so. Google had earnings. I think everyone right now is just sort of waiting. It had a bigger volume right here. We're below that volume. So right now, I'll do a little volume profile as well since open to see where all the volume is right up here. So unless we go back above 112.50, it's a really cool tool on TradingView as well. So that is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th, 6th one down, and it's at the bottom right here. You can just grab whatever candle you'd like, and it'll show you where that point of control is. You can turn on or off this little line to see, hey, there was buying strength when this went back up above there. You could have bought down at 110 and then come up. You see the point changes to up here. They were probably selling, and coincidentally, that was 12 o'clock. Sometimes it's good to note the times as well, right? All right, Boeing we went over. Coinbase, we saw Kathy Woods sold all of her Coinbase shares at $53, and yeah, she bought in at $254. Ouch, 80% loss on those shares. Yeah, Nancy knows something, or she just got too much heat from people asking about her insider trading for herself and her husband based off of her news that she knows about bills when they're going through. All right, so Coinbase right here, we're going sideways right at the moment for the day. Had a couple wicks up, couple wicks down, quick trades there, but it feels like positioning is going on, and we have a bit of support and resistance over here on the chart. So we had a big volatile day yesterday, very small day today, potential retracement next, and then continuation move to the downside if we could break that 52.50 level. All right, Apple. Trying to see where I can see the time. So Apple has moved to the upside here. Feels, actually, I sort of see a diamond. Do you guys see this? You see that? But it wasn't strong enough to come all the way to the upside. That tends to be a 95% reversal signal. The fact also that it would not come all the way up here, to me, shows that the sellers have more strength, right? They sort of dropped that side and made it an oblong one. So watch to see if we close below 153.75. I feel like it would be a potential short move to the downside. We do have earnings coming up, so be extra cautious with that. I need to go on to this one. Earnings are coming out tomorrow after close, as well as Amazon. So we will have big movement tomorrow night as well. So definitely watching. This looks like a nice positioning candle setup right here to keep on watch. All right, let's look at Shopify. So Shopify had their split and it has moved down from there. We had earnings that were not quite as good as expected. Look at that. It's popped up to the 161 EMA and 200 EMA on the 15-minute chart. Yeah, for sure. I'll do it at the end, Troy. And then we have KB. We had some banks that were reporting today. So KB Financials that were reporting, and they did not break down below my bearish below level down here at 36. I wanted to be conservative. However, it does look like they are slowing down, right? We sort of have an island trading up here, tested it and came down. So if we break down below 36, I'd watch for 35.50 fairly quickly. Vale is a copper and gold mine. So watching them, I did throw this nice little trend chart here, a channel on the daily chart over here. And you can see we have quite a ways to go. It might go all the way up to 22 from being down here along this bottom channel. We would need a bit more volume to come into it. Let's look at it on our weekly chart here. And you can see, actually, look at how that respected. Wow, this trend has been in place for quite a while. Dropped a little bit below in 2020 and a little bit higher last summer, but it's been holding this trend, this angle, since 2015. So definitely watch this. Maybe it's time for some copper. Vale is a copper mine as well. And Deutsche Bank reported today as well. Down 10 cents, but not really a good trade either way right there. Came up, tested, did not move up above. So not really good trade. Nothing going on with Deutsche Bank. And CLF today. A little bit of a trade to the downside, but we're following that 24 EMA. We flipped now, where the momentum's coming to the upside, but until it breaks up above 1640. CLF is also steel. So keep that on watch to see the metals in general. We do see a bit of rounding happening. Also on silver, I need to touch on silver before Netflix. Sorry, Troy. Over this time period right here, let me pull this up. I did cover it. We've had roughly 12.5 million in the dark pool. So watch this below 1660 down here or up above 1750. If we go above 1750, hey, we break 18, this is gonna move, right? This is dark pool activity. If you guys want to learn more about trading around the dark pools, come on over to the dark pools at the Training Pit. But this has some big dark pool activity. So very much, is this a rotation from stocks into silver and metals? Potentially, right? Not sure 100%, but silver is at a 42% discount from the high that we had back in 2021. And so seeing that it's 40% off, hey, owning some silver coins, never a bad thing. And after the live stream, I'll actually put up a tweet of a location where you can buy some silver coins. In fact, you can invest in metals in your IRA if you choose to. Yeah, Terry, I'll put it on my Twitter as soon as I finish. Okay, I'll put that link up for you guys. So let's check out Netflix. So Netflix, all right, let's look at our 24-hour chart, right? They had better than expected earnings. Oh, look, we're testing that point of control level right there. Let's pull this over and see. Did it pop down below? Okay, so our point of control from all of this volume, right, is down here at 191. So I'd watch for a confirmed break above 225, in my opinion, for it to fill. Actually, what's the high of this candle? 226.50. And then I'd say, all right, look at this. We have this nice move Nothing really in our way, maybe our 50 simple, but we could come up pretty quickly. I'd watch the 20. If we hit 265, look for two, excuse me, what did I say? Two right here, the high of this candle. 230, no, I want the open, 226.50. So if we break above 226.50 to 240, 250, 260, 280, then probably 297.50 right there. All right, so watch those levels. You're watching from the supermarket. All right, golden boy. Make sure to get everything you need. Make sure you get Band-Aids and Tylenol as well, just in case. You know, you never know. Tylenol is very hard to find up here for some reason. Do you guys have an okay time? Is there anything else that you want to look at? Any other stocks that you guys want to check out in particular? Just put it in the chat. I'm going to actually retweet a tweet that I did. Here we go. There you go. So I just retweeted that tweet with the link to buy silver if you guys want to check that out. And I lost my live stream. There we go. Any other stocks you want to check out? Let's look at Bitcoin, and I didn't do the cryptos. So let's look at, all right, let's go over here. Let's check out XLM. XLM is coming down. We've somewhat based over here. 9.9 was the low that looks like it's got a support to it. Yep. And let's check out, where's XRP? XRP is down at 33 cents over here. It has held this trend line for a long time, roughly at 31. So as long as we can stay above 31, we're testing that breakout level over here of 33.03. Let's go and check out Bitcoin and Ethereum and also GBTC. So let's look at GBTC really quickly because we did have a massive print, right? 21 million share print. We popped above it. They tested it, and now we're hanging out around 1354 on GBTC. So watch for a break below 12 or a strong breakout up above 1440. We did not hold. So that to me leads me to believe maybe they wanted to sell some more, and now we're moving down to the downside, right? Let's look at Bitcoin and USDT because many people trade it against Tether. Very similar chart to GBTC. We can throw, oh, Jacob, I already did Nvidia. Oh, no, I didn't, but I was talking about it. I did it on my stock charts today. So we have this sort of channel right here. We are below, I'd say we're below the midpoint. Let's actually do a regular channel like this. Right? So we are below the midpoint. As long as we stay below 21,700, I'd be bearish on Bitcoin for it to come back down and test down here. And then if it can't hold, then I would say, hey, you know what? Watch out. I would sit to the downside, or we've just been sort of going sideways, but it was a lower channel, right? We were down here. Excuse me. Let's readjust this here. Right there. We had the height was minimized down here, and then we broke out. So now we're testing it to the midline. Still not convinced, in my opinion. Still not convinced. It is a lower float, but I don't, personally, I steer clear of Bitcoin completely. Just my personal opinion. Never really loved it. It does have some great trading opportunities, but I've never loved it myself. So Ethereum as well, we have to break above 1610 for that to be a nice confirmed breakout to the upside to me. Otherwise, it feels like more positioning. We have lower volume as we've been hanging around up here. Lower volume does not lead me to think, hey, this is breaking to the upside. People are being squeezed on their short positions. No, right? We've got a nice actually little rectangle. Maybe this is going to be selling right here. Look at this. Let's put this here to right here, right? We need to have that confirmation one way or the other. This is selling wicks on the top and buying wicks, just going sideways right now. And without that confirmed movement on either Bitcoin or Ethereum, feels like the crypto market is just going to be flat for a little bit. Maybe some regulation will come into play. They've been talking about that. We shall see. Let's check out Airbnb and then Nvidia. All right, so Airbnb on the 24-hour chart, just like the little trend right here, we'll do a parallel channel for us. Right? Downward trend for sure. We have all the moving averages coming down. If this breaks out, I would look for a confirmation up above 110. It would be a little bit of a cup and handle then. If we have that confirmed move, 87 to, I'd say 108, right? 108. Yeah. So that would be 87, 108, 21. So I'd look for this to move up to potentially this resistance right here, 123.50 in that area if we have that confirmed move. But right now, not confirmed. And we have earnings coming up on the 2nd of August very soon. So let's check out Nvidia. Nvidia, when I looked at the short volume, has roughly 53% short volume. And this does have a bit of a wonky cup and handle to it. However, it would need to be confirmed breakout above 180 for me. 180 breakout, then we'd look for 190, 195, 200. All right. Thank you guys for joining me. Remember, every morning that the market is open, roughly 8:15, I am doing my live stream of my daily watch list. So come join as a member and we'll chat. We'll have some coffee. We'll talk about what the market is doing and prepare for the day. Carpe profit and seize those profits one trade at a time. See you soon.